It's time for the Northwoods Cooking Show. Starring Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, the troublemaking dog.
Hi, and welcome back to my kitchen. This is the Northwoods Cooking Show, so if you have any questions for us, please feel free to contact Callie and I through the internet. We're at the Northwoods Cooking Show at yahoo.com, and we'll answer any and all your questions and get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Today, it's going to be our, let's say, call it the Friday fish fry. It may not be Friday today where you're at watching this show, but this is a recipe that we're going to pass on to you. The Friday fish fry is it's such a huge tradition before I was even born. But I remember growing up in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and Friday night fish fries, oh my Lord, the supper clubs were just jam-packed, the parking lots were just packed. Everybody went out for Friday night fish fry, and if you didn't, you'd make it yourself at home. And now that we're in Lent, this is perfect time for you to learn my fish fry recipe, which is extremely easy to do. Anyone can do it. And also, you can use this year-round too. You don't have to do it just for Lent. So let's get cooking. So with, before we do that, I have to introduce you to my lovely assistant, Miss Callie. Come here, Callie. Come here. Here she is. She's laying down in the doorways here watching. She's sneaking around. Come here, Callie. Get over here. I got a treat for you. Get over here. Yeah, say hello to everybody. Say, hi, Callie. Hi. Sit pretty. Sit. 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 Sit pretty. Oh, yeah, see? She's a lovely trained dog. Yeah. Okay, now for the batter. It is so simple. What we're going to do is we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And with that, we just scoop it in. And I usually like to level off. On this one, you don't have to be too precise because it's not like making a cake or cookies where it's going to get dried out. But you want a cup of flour. And to that, we're going to be adding 1 egg. So far, so good. And next, we're going to be adding 1 cup of beer. And of course, me being from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, I have to use Leinenkugel beer. It's the best beer in the world because it's made with the purest water in the world. We were growing up in Chippewa. Oh my God, we had pure water days. It's usually around the 4th of July or in late August. And we had the water tested in Chippewa, and it's 99.9% pure, the spring water there. It is really good water. In fact, they even have a bottled water you can buy it in the stores too. But this is just a little home pride that I have to push. So anyway, we need 1 cup of beer. Now when you pour your beer out, be a little careful because you don't want it all foamy because that decreases the amount of liquid then. So just pour it in slowly towards the side of the cup. And that helps to keep it from foaming up as much. Because you don't want a cup of foam, you want a cup of beer. There we go, 1 cup of beer. Now if that foams up in the bowl, that's fine. You just don't want it foaming up in your cup. Because you want that level cup. And you just mix this up until it's very well blended. You just want to get all of those lumps out of the flour. So you get a nice smooth batter. But the proportions are so simple to do. It's 1, 1, 1. 1 cup of flour, 1 egg, and 1 cup of beer. That's it. And this is a very light tempura batter. It's light and crispy. It's not that heavy German cake batter, that thick beer batter. Oh, Lord. I remember those growing up as kids. Everybody's is different, of course. But I remember those beer batters. Some of them was like bite into a hush puppy. I was like pure dough. It was, ugh. Just didn't care for it. This one is fabulous. I got this one out of a wok cookbook. And I just love it. And it's great for onion rings. Oh, it's superb. And you can use it for other vegetables or other meats for deep frying. It's just a great batter. It's light and crispy. Now the batter is ready and I got my oil heating up. Now I use, I got one of those Fry Daddies, Dual Daddies, etc. This is the best thing to do, is to get yourself a portable deep fryer that you can sit right on the counter. You got plenty of airspace. It's not going to be confined. You don't want it underneath your cupboards. In fact, I could pull this out just a little bit more, because when I add the food, it's going to bubble and steam, and we don't want that underneath your cupboards. So out here towards the edge is fine. Just make sure you don't have your dogs around or your kids around. This is extremely hot. You don't want to burn them. Second of all, I want to use this because it being portable, you can do it in a fry pot, a kettle, on the stove, a heavy kettle if you want to, with a thermometer. You can get up to 350 degrees, blah, blah, blah. That is so dangerous. That is just asking for trouble. Speaking of trouble, Callie, what are you doing there? Laying on the couch watching, aren't you? Yeah, you staying away. That's a good girl. Because when you have it on the stove, it is so easy to overheat, especially if it's electric or gas. When you're adjusting your heat on that, you want to be so superb and so perfect at it. And it's really hard to get that temperature when you're cooking. Well, you can get it, and it is okay, but you have to be professional, because if you just aren't careful, you can start a fire so easily. And if you overheat the oil, it's going to catch fire, kaboom, it'll just ignite. It's spontaneous combustion, because you have your grease too hot. Now what I use is 100% pure vegetable oil. That is great for calories, it's great for your system, it's easier to digest, and doesn't clog your arteries as easily as animal fat does. So the old-fashioned grease and lard and all that, just stay away from that. It's just terrible. But your pure all vegetable shortening is wonderful. Any type of vegetable shortening, like would be corn oil, or I got vegetable oil, which is, you could also use soybean oil, peanut oil if you're not allergic to peanuts. There's all different types of oils out there that you can use that are pure vegetable. But just in the regular grocery store, your regular 100% pure vegetable oil, says that right on the label, and it's the same price as all the others, so it's just not expensive. It's better cooking, and it's better tasting too. Next, let's see, we got our batter done, we want to get our fish ready. Now the fish I bought, we're going to be doing walleye, and what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a sandwich out of it, and you can just pile it up with fries, etc. on your plate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sandwich on a hoagie bun, and we're going to do homemade coleslaw too after this. But first we got the batter made, and now I got the fish in the sink, and it's draining in the colander. It came frozen, and with your frozen fish, you want to spray it with water, let it drain completely, because you don't want that water in your hot oil. You know the two don't mix. But the reason why you don't want to have it thawed out. If you have the fish thawed out, it cooks too fast, and then it's going to just flake and fall apart on you. It's really makes a big mess. But you don't want it completely frozen. You want it semi. So just take your frozen fish, throw it in a colander, and spray it down with water. You want to get rid of the ice crystals. That's the main thing, because you don't want those bubbling up in the fat. And you got hot oil squirting spatnats all over the place. And I just got paper towels here that I'm just going to take and blot it with a paper towel just to get off that little excess moisture. And there we go. You want to make sure you have a good tool. Where did I put my tool now? I just had it. Where'd it go, Callie? Gotta go look for my tool. Here it is, I found it. It's right underneath the top paper towels. This is a metal sieve. You want to use this or a set of tongs. Those work excellent too. The metal tongs, not plastic, because you don't want to melt in the hot oil. So what we're going to do now is we'll dip our fish in our batter, just roll it around, make sure it's well coated, dip off the excess, and just lay that in your oil. Be careful now, because this is hot, and you don't want it to splatter up on you, so you don't want to drop it in, you want to lay it in. Uh-oh, she hears food. Here she comes. You be careful, Cal. You stay away now. This is too hot oil. Uh-oh, Daddy's home. Now let this cook for a few minutes. Uh-oh, the master's home. Okay, and these are coming out now. They're getting really nice and golden brown. And so you just lift that up with the spatula, the scooper here, and we'll let these just drain until they're dry. And then remember to unplug your oil. All right, now the fish is all done, a nice golden brown. We're going to now we're going to take and start making the coleslaw. And for this, I'm just using half a head of a small cabbage, and you want to make sure you cut this core out. So this is just like a triangular section that we're cutting out here. That gets too rough into your salads, and we don't need that. Ain't that right, Callie? Yeah, she's helping. And this I'm going to put into the shredder, and I just need to cut this down into fitting size pieces. Now coleslaw, everybody has their own way of making it. My way is different from everybody else's, but it's very simple, very easy to do. So we just shred up the cabbage, and then I'm going to put in one carrot. Okay, now we change the heads, and I'm going to shred this. I just need one carrot. Now right, carrots. And we'll just scrape that all out. So we got that carrot in there. There we go. And now to this, we're going to be adding our wet ingredients. That's all I put in here now is just my carrot and cabbage. That's it. I don't need anything else. This is just fine. And to this, I'm going to add approximately 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Now, one of the secrets in making coleslaw is, of course, you don't want it too runny. I just hate runny coleslaw. I like to have it a little substantial, the vegetables in there. I don't like it to be soupy. And so what the secret is when you add your mayonnaise, just put in a little. You can always add more later. You can't take it out. Once it's in there, it's in there. So you just want to put in a little. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And I'm going to put in just a dash of sugar. Right, yeah, a little sugar. Yeah, just a little sugar. And for the amount I'm making, I'm just going to put in, about a teaspoon. And then I put in a little bit of kosher salt. And remember, I always use kosher salt because it cooks up better in all your products. And it has less sodium than iodized salt. It's healthier for you too. And we're going to put in a little bit of pepper. Callie, where are you going? You've been running around like crazy today, going in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, about a half teaspoon of pepper. And then I'm also going to put in a little bit of garlic powder, about a half teaspoon of that. And I like to do it by hand because it gets in better. And the other secret is, when you mix this all together, before serving, you want to let your coleslaw sit for a while. The cabbage is going to sweat. The cabbage is going to sweat when it mixes in with your wet ingredients. And by that means the water juices in the cabbage are going to drain out and mix in with your product. So that's what makes it runnier. So if you have too much mayonnaise in the beginning, that's how you end up with a real soupy coleslaw, because the cabbage, the moisture in there drains as it's sitting. Let me wash my hands here. The moisture, then the water from the cabbage will leak out into your mayonnaise, and that's what makes it runny and soupy. So we're going to take and just not put in as much mayonnaise at the beginning, and just let that sit. And after a while, then then that'll be mixed in. The consistency will be just great then, because we're going to have a little bit less mayonnaise, and the moisture from the cabbage is going to moisten that up, make it wetter, so the balancing would be just perfect. And that's all you need for your coleslaw. That's it. Then we're going to take and make our tartar sauce. Now for my tartar sauce, this is another really simple recipe too. What this is just basically tartar sauce and sweet pickle relish. You want to put in, about, however much you want to serve. It doesn't matter. Just put in the amount. I just do a couple tablespoons because I'm only going to make it for the 2 of us, my roommate and myself. So I don't need a lot of sauce, because when it gets leftovers, it doesn't keep too well after a week or so. You know, you make things and you let it sit in the refrigerator and they're all rotten. You don't need to make that much, so I'm not going to let it rot out. You just make as little as much as you want. And what I like to do is about a third sweet relish to about 2/3 mayonnaise. And you just mix that together for however much you want or need. And that's it. I know a lot of people will take and put in like hot pepper sauce or cayenne pepper or lemon juice and salt and pepper, and you can do all that if you want to. Like I said, everybody's is different, but mine's is very basic and very simple. And you can put in more relish if you want. Normally what I would really like to do, but the season's over with and I'm out, but I always make my own homemade sweet pepper relish. And that one I gotten blue ribbons for almost every time I enter it at the state fair. It's really, really good. And I use that instead of pickle relish, the sweet pickle relish. It's the same principle. It's just a sweet relish, but it's a sweet pepper relish. And that's really good. And that makes your tartar sauce, oh God, does that ever taste good. So basically, like I said before, it's like 1/3 relish and 2/3 of mayonnaise. That's all you need for tartar sauce. It's that simple. And now this is our finished product of our fish sandwich. We have the deep fried walleye laying on a bed of lettuce on top of the hoagie bun. And then on the top of the bun, we apply liberally a big layer of our tartar sauce. And then we have a coleslaw on the side with a little lemon wedge to make a little flavor on your fish if you'd like. And it's a wonderful, wonderful fish meal.